think you should.
What's going on, guys? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Digibyte, so shout out to the unpracticed eruptions. If you guys would like to be shouted out in tomorrow's video, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, as well as comment your top altcoin below, so I can choose whoever is the lucky person for tomorrow's video. Otherwise, let's get on with the show. I'm just going to refresh the cryptocurrency market cap right now and just kind of get a better overview of what exactly is going on. We're going to let this load quick. So right now I'm seeing the market cap at $325 billion, which is slightly less than what it was yesterday at around $330 billion. So about $5 billion has left the crypto space, but with a 24-hour volume of $20 billion, which is slightly more than yesterday. Bitcoin dominance is at a low point that I've seen in quite a while, with the dominance being 41.2%. When I scroll down, we'll see what exactly we're looking at right now. Bitcoin is down 2% at 7,886, and we'll talk about that. Ethereum really isn't down much, kind of at 0.5. That's not really much of a change at $506. Ripple up 0.5, so again, not much of a change. But Litecoin at $130, I want to say $135, up 3.5%. EOS is up. Otherwise, we're having a pretty 50-50 day. I want to say just a day of consolidation, which is needed in the market after we had such a slight run in the past few days. When we look at Litecoin right now, I just want to zoom out on the daily chart and point out that we did break through resistance. Check this out. Obviously, what you guys can see here is we had much resistance breaking out of this candle. You can see the second candle right here, after we tested it, we broke up. Obviously, I did want to close above this line right here, this line of resistance, and we did break up and we hit around 140, but then we came back down and closed still slightly above, which let us start a next candle above this line of resistance here. So we are looking to move upwards in the market. That's what I'm seeing right now. If I just click on the TD sequential right now, we'll get a better look. So basically what you can see right now is this is the first candle, and the first candle closed right around $132. So to see the second candle start above the first candle is a good indication that we are going to head upwards. The second candle being that we need to see this candle close above the first. As you can see, we are moving up ever so slightly on the second candle. So it is good news. You'll see that we need to move ever so slightly and probably retest resistance at the high-low middle moving average. That's where I can see us heading in the short term. When I zoom in onto the 4-hour, and we just zoom out a little bit so we can get a better view, you'll see what exactly happened. So basically, we fell, retested the high-low middle moving average as support. Like I said, we needed to break above here, and we did. We came right back up, hung out here, could not break resistance. We needed to catch up. And now we found this slow line of support right here, which is interesting because we did climb up here very well, very nicely. It literally let us break above here. Reason being is this high-low middle moving average. You can see the green band is starting to cross over the red band, which is an indicator to me that we're starting to see some volume move into Litecoin and that we're going to start to see an uptrend possibly. Usually when we have such a huge separation, it's because we usually head down. When we get closer and you can see that the green band is starting to cross over, it's an indication that we're going to start to see an uptrend. We're going to start to see movement going upwards. Volume is coming to Litecoin, which is nice to see. It's something we look for. You can see how widely separated this was and no movement happened. Now we're getting closer and we're crossing over. It's an indication we're going to head up. That's how I view it. You guys may have different opinions, but what I also wanted to talk about is you can see how perfect this 4-hour line of support is. We literally followed it up for 4, 8, 12, 16 hours. Or you could say even 20 hours if you count this candle too. Just chilling on this line, and we went higher. Now, what I noticed, and I almost anticipated, was when we moved up, we popped this line, and we went really high, really high, all the way to 140, and we were overbought on the line of resistance, the RSI, the relative stochastic indicator. So we did break slightly above, which is why I expected to see some slight consolidation after and a slight pullback, which is what happened. We needed to pull back ever so slightly just so we weren't so overbought, and that's what happened. Now, I was expecting to see some type of support off here. I was anticipating that we would bounce off here, but that's not exactly what happened. We actually did bounce here, started a new candle and fell below, and now using this line of support as resistance, which is interesting. But as you can see, we started it off at around 131, maybe 131.5, and we gained right back up, and we are now currently retesting right here this line of resistance or support, which acted as support back here and is now resistance. What I'm anticipating and expecting is to see this high-low middle moving average slowly move up. So what I want to see is the green band move up with the red band and start to head like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to force the coin to go higher, usually. So what I want to see is this move up, maybe see some type of consolidation until this catches up with it, or what I'm going to see is a pop above. But what the issue is you can see these two small channels, this one small channel with two white lines that I drew. And the reason that's there is because if we just scroll back, you can see how we tested resistance here, and then we had a lot of support and resistance here again. So using that, you can just draw this out, let it go all the way out, and you can see how we had resistance breaking above here. But we also, you can literally see this whole candle, this whole channel, this whole zone is resistance. So if we do pop and we get above this line of support here, I want to see us maybe funnel down into here and then break up higher and go higher. That's what I'd like to see. But what's more likely to happen is that we're going to start to trade sideways until this high-low middle moving average catches up with how high we're going. When this catches up, it's going to push us to go higher. But it's very possible that we can see this green band, and maybe into tomorrow we can see some higher highs as we break above this line of support right here, or this line of resistance, and then start a new candle above this support line and continue to chase and fight this zone right here. This is the problem zone right in this area. So I would like to see us start a new candle above in around 2.5 hours, and hopefully we can test or chill along this line and pop up out of here. It would be very crucial for Litecoin to get above this, because this is a huge line of resistance. So if we can break above here, it's going to start acting as support for us, and that's really what we need right now. We need a huge line of support. So if we can break above this trend right here, this area, which I know we will in time, but it's whether or not we're going to do it right now. So I do expect us to go up, but over time. But if we can break this, this is going to be crucial for Litecoin. Moving on to Bitcoin, what I noticed is it's moving downwards, which is interesting. What we want to see it do is move up and retest this line right here, this high-low middle moving average. I do expect it to actually hit here very soon. What's happening right now is, again, we have this channel that Litecoin is also trying to beat right now and is currently fighting. But you can see that we did fall, and this is a huge line of support, as you can see, for Bitcoin. So I do think we can hang out here for a little bit until some more volume moves us in. But I can anticipate Bitcoin to move up in this region again and start chasing this high-low middle moving average. That's pretty much what we're looking for right now, is to get volume and move us higher into this zone right here. Our first trend, obviously, is there's some resistance right here that I just noticed. But our first trend right now is to break out of this line right here, right around 81.30, and then try and maybe consolidate a little bit and then break up into this high-low middle moving average. That's where I can see us taking us. That's where I can see it taking us. Not sure how long it's going to take for Bitcoin to do that, but I do think shortly we can see a move up into this region. Moving on to Ethereum, seems to be having the same issue. They look pretty similar in this little zone right here that they're stuck in. So I do expect Ethereum to do the same thing. Sorry. Basically, this line of support is crucial, I think, for Ethereum, and I think it's going to play out very well. It's a huge support line on the daily. You can see we had many days where we just consolidated and slowly grew on this line. So what I can see is maybe tomorrow or the next day we're going to start to use this line as support and hopefully pop us above this huge 530 line of resistance. And I think when Ethereum starts to head up here and re-chase this high-low middle moving average, that's when the rest of Bitcoin and Litecoin are going to move up as well. So good time. I think that's a good indication in the blue chip stocks that we are going to move up. Following this line right here, I think is crucial right now, and we do need to slowly move up with it. Moving on to Digibyte. So I haven't looked at this graph in a minute, so I'm just going to put this here. Just going to draw in some lines to better me. We can see this huge downtrend that eventually broke out right here, ever so slightly. A small pop, but some consolidation. And then we did make a run up right here, which is nice to see. I would have said in a few days ago or a few weeks ago, if we looked at Digibyte, that we were due to move upwards. We were due to retest this high-low middle moving average. That's what it does. That's what this crypto does. You see, we went up, we came back down, consolidated in the zone. That's what we're doing now. So basically, it's going to start to use lines of support and resistance pretty much right in between here. It's hard to say if we're going to continue going up. There's not really much of an uptrend that I'm seeing. I mean, there is a slight one. So it is possible we can continue this. But basically, it is facing some resistance right now. You can see right here, this is some resistance. We'll see whether or not we can break this. You can see right here where these candles touch bottom. And right around here, you can see that right here, actually, this wick touches here. These touch here. This comes down. This comes down. And we have numerous points of contact. So we're at a crucial point right now for Digibyte. Whether or not we can break above here, I do think if it moves with the rest of the market, it should go up too. But we are in a good position. I think tomorrow's candle will be a good indicator on whether or not we're continuing to follow this line of support. And if we can break above here and start a new candle above, then we should be able to move higher up on this line of this uptrend right now. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to sum up the video for today, guys. If you like what you saw, please leave a comment below as to what your top altcoin is, and make sure to comment and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, peace.